Good morning. My topic is distance education. If we try to look into the wide variety of innovative and non-traditional teaching learning programs throughout the world, we would find that varied names have been given to such programs, that is home study, correspondence education, independent study, postal tuition, etc. The latest nomenclature that has come to be accepted for such programs is distance education. A kind of formal recognition was accorded to this nomenclature when the International Council for Correspondence Education changed its name to International Council for Distance Education. At its World Conference in Vancouver in 1982, Open School or Open Teaching Learning System indicates the latest stage in evolution of these innovative and non-traditional teaching learning programs. The trend started during the decade 70-80s, and by now over 25 open universities have been established in various countries of the world. According to Dr. Borzé Holmberg, the term distance education covers the various forms of study at all levels which are not under the continuous immediate supervision of tutors present with their students in lecture rooms or on the same premises, but which nevertheless benefit from planning, guidance and tuition of a tutorial organization. Distance study can thus be described as learning supported by those teaching methods in which, because of physical separateness of learners and teachers, the interactive as well as the pre-active phase of teaching is conducting through print, mechanical and electronic devices. The main general characteristics of distance study is that it is based on non-continuous communication, that is, the learner is at distance from the teacher for much or even all the time during the teaching learning process. There is no doubt then that distance education is an effective alternative to the formal education. The distance education program aims at educating those who for one reason or another are not able to join a college or university. There is a very large number of employed adults who want to acquire knowledge and earn a degree. Distance education may be defined as under: distance education is any one of the various forms of study which are not under the continuous immediate supervision of teachers present with their students in lecture room, and it includes teaching through print and electronic devices. Professor Holmberg defined distance education thus: the various forms of study at levels which are not under the continuous immediate supervision of tutors present with their students in lecture room or on the same premises, but which nevertheless benefit from the planning, guidance and tuition of a tutorial organization. Peter defined distance education as follows: a method of indirect instruction implying geographically and emotional separation of teacher and taught. While in mainstream education the relationship between a teacher and student in the classroom is based upon social norms, in distance education it based upon technological rules. Jack Falk defines distance education as follows: a mode of learning having certain special characteristics which make it different from the campus-based mode of learning. By distance education, a student is able to study in a place that at a distance determined by his individual circumstances. In short, distance education is a system of education in which there is no face-to-face relation between the teacher and the taught, but they are linked through different medias as print media like radio, TV, etc. Main objectives of distance education are: first of all, to advance and disseminate learning and knowledge by a diversity of means. to provide a second opportunity to study to those who missed such an opportunities earlier. Next is to have a chance to those who could not go to conventional systems and they would now like to study. Next is it facilitates the provision of our constitution, that is equalization of education opportunities. Another objective of distance education and open school is to reduce the pressure of the secondary education students. Last is there is shortage of scientific and technical manpower in some countries and the traditional system is unable to cope with the demand, but the media of distance education and open universities are established with a view to meet such demands. Next is to improve the quality and standard of education. There is a need to make education relevant to the needs of the country and to provide lifelong education for working people and housewives. The main characteristics of distance education are, according to Dr. B.M. Palla, the main characteristics are, first of all, the flexible. Distance education is flexible with regard to qualification of entry. Also, it is flexible in the sense that a course can be completed in a number of years. It means that there are not time and place restrictions. The learner is free to choose time and place at his convenience. Next is non-formal education. Distance education is a system of non-formal education which is also named as correspondence education, open school, open learning, open teaching, open universities, etc. Next is indirect education. Distance education is indirect education because it does not get centered to face-to-face communication. These exist a separation of the learner from the peer group and the teacher. The teacher and the taught would not face-to-face with each other. Only the postal services is learning is a link between teacher and the learner from the peer group and the teacher. Next is learned centered. Distance education is regarded as learner centered because it concentrates on the needs and convenience. He enjoys the freedom of choice of courses. Next is easy access. Distance education is available even in those areas where there are no school or colleges. It can reach any remote or far off area of the country. It is available even to those who are having poor health and disadvantages, physical conditions or any psychological conditions that are able to inhibit them from undergoing any institutionalized education. Next is degree or diploma not essential. Distance education may not be for earning a degree or diploma from any class, any university, any institute. Next is economically. Distance education is comparatively much cheaper than the regular education system. Mass education. Distance education is regarded as a system of mass education because it is giving education to the million who find no time to get opportunity to study regularly in an institute. Mass media. Distance education is given through media like radio, television, etc. Now, the need and importance of distance education. The concept of distance education is gaining importance in the various advanced, underdeveloped and developed countries, especially to meet the new aspirations of the people emerging because of explosion of knowledge, explosion of population and their needs. The main importance of distance education is explosion of knowledge. Due to explosion of knowledge in science and technology, the formal system of education, due to its rigidity and high cost, finds it difficult to incorporate new changes speedily as desired. Consequently, the knowledge acquired in schools and colleges would soon become outdated. It can be updated by some means of distance education. Next is population explosion. Due to this reason, there has occurred a large increase in number of students. The formal education is not able to provide education to all these students due to one of the other reasons given: limited number of seats in schools, colleges, especially in engineering and medical colleges, admission and examination requirements, full find and long study periods, courses which are not related to socio-economic requirements of the society. Next is formalization and pressure of examinations. Last is high cost of education. Because of the above reasons, there is need for distance education. Next is for different ages. Distance education is used to educate people to different ages and to educate courses from the wide range of discipline areas, both vocational and non-vocational. Universalization of education. Distance education is essential to attain cherished goal of the nation for universalization of education. Next is democratic aspirations. Distance education is essential to meet the great demand for democratization of the education from those sections of society especially neglected. Easy access. Distance education is essential because it is able to provide opportunities to large number of people who had previously been denied such opportunities. Geographically isolation. People are geographically isolated due to distance education or lack of communication system. Distance education fulfills the educational need of such areas. Next is social isolation. People may be socially isolated and disadvantaged because of financial, physical, emotional and family circumstances. Distance education is useful for such peoples. Self-improvement. Distance education is essential from the point of view of self-learning and self-improvement of an individual who otherwise has been deprived of receiving proper education. Varied needs. Distance education is essential for satisfying the varied needs of varied students. Varied needs of students could not be satisfied by formal system. Earning while learning. Distance education is especially helpful for those who want to learn while earn. Desire to improve qualifications. There are many people who have too great desire to improve their qualifications while there are no jobs. Distance education provides opportunities to such people for improving their qualifications. Distance education can be used at any level from primary to higher stages. It is able to supplement the studies of regular students along with being a separate system of education. Under this system, learners can progress at his own speed and convenience. Distance education has been found to be very flexible educational system which is not linked by the time and place restrictions. It adds to self-learning and self-improvement, and it can be used for improving technical and vocational skills. It is able to reach any remote areas through radio, TV or postal service. Distance education is quite successful and needs of various categories of persons who are not able to make use of the formal system of education. In service personnel, people residing in remote areas, disabled persons, underprivileged person, school dropouts, etc. are maybe all available of distance education. By distance education, it is possible to introduce new courses according to needs of the learners. It makes higher education accessible to all sections of society, especially weaker sections of the society. It is regarded as an economical method of teaching than compared to regular formal system. It is economically in the sense that a large and permanent faculty along with equal large infrastructure, at least in proportion to the learner, is not required to run the distance education system. Very expert teachers are asked to deliver lecture through radio or TV programs. Distance education meets the inadequacy of the formal system of education. Now, modes of distance education. The main mode of education is correspondence education. The first and simplest is what is called correspondence education. Here the course of study prescribed by a university is for an undergraduate courses. This course material is broken up into a number of modules. These modules are posted to the student. The students in return work on the material sent to them. They, if need be, can obtain further guidance and clarification through writing back to the diffusing centers. They can also attend the periodic contact classes, which are organized at or near their places of their residence along with other students participating in the course. The problem with this form of distance education is that it is a unilinear, uniform course which cannot follow the differing learning ability and path of individual student as the system of private tuition does. Also, any irregularity in the dispatch of lessons of the learner will lead to a great deal of confusion and disruption. However, the advantages of this form of distance education is its unlimited outreach to learners whenever they may be resident. The only requirement is that of good postal service and availability of the good public library. Next mode is radio. A second mode of distance education is one which uses not only the posted material but also the electronics media. Radio is an instrument that can reach distant places where even the postal system cannot reach. Hence, the need for the radio to broadcast an entire courses in a given undergraduate program as well as to supplement the written material sent to the students. Broadcasting of lessons calls for special skills on the part of broadcasting teacher, which is more difficult and complex than the routine lecturing. This electronic medium is particularly useful in providing science and technology lessons. Open learning system. The third form of distance education is one of which breaks away from the established syllabus and content of the school and university and innovative a new learning content. This new content may relate to the age and stage of learning, that is the learning of a worker in a leather factory can combine academic study with professional training in a 3-year program, during which he could be continuously assessed and given a certificate of proficiency which may enable him to move up to a superintendent post. It is in such area of devising special updated curricula and modern learning programs to meet specific learning needs that distance education merges with the open learning system. In this third type of distance education mode will operate with the open learning system at the equivalent of every level of learning and skill. Distance education is an effective alternative to the formal education. The distance education program aims at educating those who for one reason or the other are not able to join a college or university. There is a very large number of employed adults who want to acquire knowledge and earn a degree. The scope of distance education is very large. It is capable of taking in a vast and varied clientele, which includes in-service persons, dropouts, remote